Good morning, Memphis and Mid-South. I'm Kristen Talent. It is 7 o'clock on your Saturday. Here's a look at some of the headlines that we're following for you this morning. It was a story that rocked the Mid-South, and the Mays women have pleaded guilty. We've got the full details.
We've had women sleep on the couch in years past. We've had women sleep on air mattresses in years past.
A haven for battered women is now turning to the community for support. We'll share how you can help. And we've also got your cute puppy fixed this morning. How adorable is this little guy? You're going to meet your pet of the week coming up in just a bit. Wendy, I am partial to German Shepherds. Wasn't he so cute?
Oh, I can't wait.
I know, he's precious. Hey, another steamy start to the day.
Yes, you know, and depending upon where you're waking up, we have a mixed bag of weather. Right now, as we take a look at Skyfox over downtown Memphis, lots of sunshine. And that means that things are heating up pretty quickly. But if you take a look at radar, you can see where we have a lot of rain showing up. Our neighbors to our north, Jonesboro, Batesville, Arkansas, moving into Paris, Tennessee, Union, just north of Dyersburg. A lot of heavy rain, so much that they've had to issue flash flood warnings for some areas that have already picked up 2 to 4 inches of rainfall, and it keeps falling. Now, we have seen some showers now beginning to develop and moving into close soon. It'll be beginning to cross the Mississippi River, and that'll be a little closer to home for us. Underneath these clouds, you can see the cloud tops lift way up high into the atmosphere. We've got some cloud to ground lightning strikes. These are not severe thunderstorms, but producing a lot of heavy rainfall along I-49 and just to the west of Wynne, Arkansas. Scattered showers developing, so clouds are moving in and over the Mid-South. The temperatures are comfortable right now in the mid-70s, but we're going to have our chances of rain increase as we head into the day. So right now, if we're waking up to some sunshine, have your umbrellas handy. This is our best shot of finding some scattered showers and some strong storms producing the heavy rainfall. Your afternoon high temperature today around 91 degrees. The heat index, even to the clouds, even with the rain, might be around 100. So the humidity levels bumping right back up there. We'll be back in just a few minutes with a look at your full weather forecast and that 7-day outlook.
All right, thanks so much, Wendy. First on Fox this morning, the widow and mother of a Mississippi man who kidnapped 2 Tennessee girls and murdered their mother and sister pleaded guilty to their roles in the crime. Teresa Mays pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the deaths of Joanne Bain and her daughter, Adrian. She also pleaded guilty to kidnapping. She was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Meanwhile, her mother-in-law, Mary Mays, pleaded guilty to kidnapping and was sentenced to 13.5 years. Police say the women helped Adam Mays, who was on the run with the younger Mays girls for 2 weeks. He killed himself as police closed in. A Tipton County man is behind bars this morning after police say he killed his stepson. Brian DeMeza is now charged with 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 count of aggravated child abuse for the December 2012 death of 19-day-old Zane Hunter. Police say DeMeza admitted to shaking the baby and falling on the infant twice during the evening before his death. DeMeza found the baby unresponsive the next night and took him to his in-laws' house. The baby later died at the hospital. An autopsy showed baby Zane suffered from both a brain and spinal hemorrhage and multiple rib fractures. Former Vanderbilt football players have been indicted on 5 counts of aggravated rape each. Corey Beatty, Brandon Banks, Jaborian McKenzie, and Brandon Vandenberg have been charged with 2 counts of aggravated sexual battery. Vandenberg is also charged with 1 count of tampering with evidence and 1 count of unlawful photography. Police say campus surveillance video actually helped them catch the players. In other news this morning, she says it was a vision from God that made her start the House of Grace. Former South Haven alderwoman Lorraine Cady opened the house for battered women and children 13 years ago. But today, the house needs your help. Fox 13's Tom Dees has more.
Many people think that domestic violence is not their problem, but sometime in their life they will be touched by it. It may be their daughter, their aunt, their grandmother, their cousin.
13 years ago, Lorraine Cady started the House of Grace, a a safe house for women and children who are victims of domestic violence.
We've had women sleep on the couch in years past. We've had women sleep on air mattresses in years past.
But the need has become so overwhelming at times, Katie has had to let battered women and their children sleep in her office. There is a bed and a baby's crib in there just for that.
We had to make space for them. They were in such a desperate, dangerous situation. I had to make space for them, and this was the best place, safest place that I could put them was here in the office. They didn't seem to mind. They were thrilled to have a place to come where they could feel safe.
With many shelters in Mississippi shutting down due to a money crunch, the number of counties the House of Grace serves continues to grow.
We started out covering 5 counties, then 7, then 9. We're up to 11 counties that we have to take women from now. Everything you do at your home and need at your home, we need here about 1,000 times over.
But the money for everything from food to staff to help the women and children here continues to shrink.
Right now there's an emergency need of $40,000, which seems like an absolute fortune to us, but in times past we've had money, but the grants have been so slow, the money from the grants coming in.
In South Haven, I'm Tom Dees reporting for Fox 13 News.
And if you would like to make a donation to House of Grace, you can just go to our MyFox Memphis Facebook page. We have posted a link with the information on how you can donate there. It's 7:07. Let's take a look at some of the headlines this morning. The U.S. State Department says it will reopen 18 of the 19 diplomatic outposts that it closed last week. All of the closures came after a terrorist threat. U.S. officials say they intercepted messages between al-Qaeda leaders that discussed a possible attack on American embassies abroad. The U.S. Embassy in Yemen will remain closed. All right, let's go to Connecticut now, where rescuers are working to figure out how many people were killed after a small plane crashed into a residential neighborhood. Investigators do not know what caused that crash, but they say at least 4 people were killed when a small plane struck 2 homes near a New Haven airport. None of the victims have been identified this morning as rescuers are still working at the scene. The town's mayor plans to hold a vigil for the victims later on today. And a multi-state search is on for a 16-year-old girl abducted by a family friend. Investigators say 40-year-old James Lee DiMaggio is suspected of taking the girl from her California home and killing both her mother and 8-year-old brother. Each of their bodies were found in the home, which had been set on fire. The search has now expanded to 3 states and thousands of miles.
Our number one concern is finding Hannah and bringing her home safely. But at the same time, we want to make sure that our crews are safe and that we don't create a bigger problem as we try to access this area. We do have experts coming in to get inside that vehicle to make sure that there's no one in harm's way. Should there be explosives or any other danger inside that vehicle, we'll handle that accordingly.
A horseback rider in that area reported seeing the man and girl 2 days ago. And you know what? Elvis Week kicked off last night. Between 60 to 70,000 fans of the King are actually expected here in the Bluff City. Can you believe that? That is so many people. Fox 13 visited Graceland yesterday and met people from all over the world who are here to visit the King of Rock and Roll's old stomping grounds.
So we're coming down here, we're coming down to Graceland, we've been down Beale Street, we're going round the front to see the Mississippi. You know, it's all these things that we read about and see on the television, so it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, really.
We're staying in Memphis, able to listen to music, but we're going to visit Sun Studios.
We're going to stay for probably 9 to 10 days. We're going down to Tupelo tomorrow. We're doing the Hound Dog Tour and Hard Rock Cafe on Sunday and going to Graceland.
And with fans from all over, there's no doubt the Memphis economy gets a huge boost. We're told the average Elvis fan spends, get this, about $400 a day here in the city of Memphis. We want to remind you that Good Morning Memphis is getting in on all the Elvis action next week. We're going to be live on the road next Friday morning at Graceland for all of your Elvis Week entertainment. And switching gears now this morning, Tennessee remembers fallen Bartlett soldier Staff Sergeant Stephen New. Governor Bill Haslam ordered all flags over the state capitol and all state office buildings to fly at half-staff until sunset in honor of Sergeant New. He was killed last month in Afghanistan. Visitation will be held at Faith Baptist Church on North Germantown Road in Bartlett today at 11 o'clock in the morning. The graveside funeral service for Staff Sergeant New will be held immediately afterwards at the Memphis Funeral Home and Memorial Gardens. And stick around this morning. We have the Dr. Alicia McCoy coming up. She's going to be ready to answer all of your questions concerning health. That's coming up next. Stick around. You're watching Fox 13's Good Morning Memphis.
And this is what we're waking up to in the Mid-South. Doesn't it make you smile if you just now waking up and the room is a little dark? You can open those windows and see some sunshine. It's a beautiful start to the day looking out over the Mississippi River. Here's some other locations for you. Let's check and look at our skies there. Starting off around Olive Branch right now, overcast conditions. It's currently 75 degrees. The heat index is at 78. And the winds are from the south around 7 miles per hour. Boy, it was dark earlier this morning when I drove into work, but then all of a sudden the sun began to shine through in Covington and we're waking up to partly cloudy skies. And the temperatures are very nice right now. They're in the 70s or in the upper 70s, but it feels like 80 degrees in Covington. The winds are from the east and southeast around 2 miles per hour. Some real-time data there. Go ahead and lace up those tennis shoes. If you've got a run to do, especially if you're headed up to Mumford, you're going to be waking up to partly to mostly cloudy skies. The temperature will be around 76 degrees across the Mid-South, and the winds are from the south around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies for the road race series. That'll be the first 5-miler. This will be a fun one. Let's take a look and find out where we've got the rain, because we do have rain across some areas of the Mid-South, just not in our immediate viewing region, but beginning to push into Poinsett and Cross counties as it scoots along a frontal boundary. I don't even want to call it a cold front because it's not going to drop our temperatures much. What it is creating instability in the upper atmosphere, and that is triggering a lot of heavy rainfall. We've got some lightning strikes associated with it as well, so all the rain is lifting to the north and to the east, but it looks like once it crosses a river, it'll move into Marion and Millington first, and then eventually most of the Mid-South will see the scattered showers. And our temperatures right now are in the mid to upper 70s, and that's what it is across much of the southeast. We have a frontal boundary that's drawing moisture actually from Pacific moisture in combination with the Atlantic moisture, and it's all trapped along that cold front. And the cold front has become stationary, which means it's going to bob up and down over the region. And therefore, we're going to keep our chances of rain in the forecast for today as well as tomorrow, because the stationary front doesn't move anywhere anytime soon. That's the reason why we call it stationary. Scattered showers throughout the day today. Cloudy skies for the most part. Even as we head into the evening hours, we'll keep rain chances with us. Overnight, mostly cloudy skies, but then tomorrow afternoon, more scattered showers and some isolated thunder showers, none of which should become severe, but may be heavy at times. So keep your umbrella handy should you be headed out for a run, or should you head to a farmer's market. Your afternoon high temperature 91 degrees, but the heat index around 100 with even the clouds handy. Cloudy skies tonight, 75 degrees. Showers are possible. We keep rain in the forecast through Tuesday, but then I want to talk about some sunshine and include temperatures dropping. The afternoon high readings will then midweek fall into the 80s, and the overnight temperatures in the 60s. That will be below normal for this time of the year. So let's just get through the rainy weekend so we can enjoy next week.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Hey, with the new school year comes lots of questions about keeping the kiddos healthy. And here to answer your questions this morning is Dr. Alicia McCoy from Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Good morning, Dr. McCoy.
Good morning, Kristen. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. We're glad you're here. And we have a question for you this morning from Aisling. And she says, my daughter has a physical Monday to fulfill the kindergarten requirement. She's due for a second round of vaccinations. And there is a great deal of conflicting information circulating regarding the safety of vaccinations. I would be interested to hear the doctor's opinion on vaccination safety and where I can find the most accurate information. All right. So what about that? I mean, we've heard so much about shots lately.
Right, and I think that her concerns are very valid. We hear this a lot from parents, and what I would encourage her to do is talk to her pediatrician. Vaccines are safe. The most common side effects that we see are going to be tenderness at the site of the shot, which we can treat most of the time with Tylenol and some ice on that area. But they are safe. They've been tested. And so I would encourage her that if she has other questions, though, the American Academy of Pediatrics has a website dedicated completely to vaccines, the vaccines that we give children, and also information about their risks and benefits. And I think the things that we fight with vaccines are much more important than some of the side effects and some of the things that we see in the media about immunizations. And so the American Academy of Pediatrics is the AAP.org, and she can go there and find out more specific information about vaccines.
Another thing, Dr. McCoy, backpacks. We know that as kids get more homework, those backpacks get so weighed down and they get so heavy. What do parents need to do to make sure that their child doesn't get injured carrying that backpack?
So I think one thing you want to remember is to get a good backpack with wide straps. You want those to be padded, and you also want to get a backpack that has a padded packing in it. And then don't load them down. Use all of the compartments of the backpack and try to keep the weight less than 10 to 20% of your child's weight. And so as they get older, their books get heavier. And so keeping in mind that try to minimize that. And then also if the school allows, you can use rolling backpacks. And then always tell your children to wear both straps on the shoulders. And so don't just carry it one side. That makes the weight a little bit off balance. So use both of those straps.
So yeah, even if that one strap thing is cool,
right,
they need to be having both the straps on. You know, also a lot of kids get anxiety for school. I was one of those kids that got nervous every single day because I wanted to do so well. How can parents help their kids deal with those back to school nerves?
Well, I think that you need to find out what causes the anxiety in your child. Different children are going to get nervous about different things. Some of it is just going back to school for the first time and they may not remember, that their friends are there and that they're going to have an exciting year. And so some of it is just kind of delving into that and reminding them that their friends are there and it's going to be fun. And then as the school year progresses, other things will come up that may cause anxieties. And so really, sitting down at night, talking about the day, finding out what happened at school. You may find out that it may just be a small conflict between children, or it could be bullying, something a little bit more serious that you need to address. And so I would encourage you to talk to your child about their school day, encourage them, and find out what's going on so you can really get in there and help them.
All right, great advice. Dr. McCoy, thanks so much for coming in early on your Saturday morning.
Thanks for having me.
Perfect information for parents as school is back in session. Stick around. We're going to be right back after a short break.
School days are back, but we're still looking for fun options to keep the kids busy during the weekends. East Memphis Moms blogger Suzanne Johnston has her finger on the pulse of what's going on and the inexpensive options, which we love. Suzanne, I love to follow you on Twitter because you always know what's going on.
I try.
By the way, good morning.
Good morning.
And happy Saturday to you. What's going on this Saturday?
Well, there's a few things happening in the area this weekend. We've got the Rock and Romp that's happening at Bridges on Saturday afternoon. That's not free, but it's very inexpensive. It's $5 per adult.
Rock and Romp.
And the requirement is that adults must come with a child.
Ah, okay.
What is it? It's an excuse to hang out and listen to cool music with kids.
And romp around.
Yes.
And dance.
It's fun.
Practice the robot.
Exactly.
Or whatever, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What time this afternoon does it start?
That happens at, I believe it's 2 to 5.
Okay. All right. We'll have some information on our website. A local museum has a lot to offer.
Yes. the Dixon. Every Saturday, the Dixon Gallery and Gardens offers free admission from 10 to noon, I believe. And you can either go inside if you have an aspiring artist and check out the paintings, or you can run around outside. And that's great if you have kids with lots of energy to just go outside and enjoy the flowers and run around.
And it's a beautiful gardens too there. You know, I've spent some time out there with my son. If free's what you're looking for, Tunica is a place we think of for adults normally, but actually for kids, there's plenty to do.
Yes.
Like what?
There's a balloon blast happening this weekend, which is going to be Saturday morning, Saturday evening, Sunday morning. You can actually pay to ride a balloon, but they're also talking about 50 balloons being there. A balloon glow. It sounds like it'd be really fascinating to just go and watch.
I've been to these kind of events before, and it is, you can just park somewhere and look up to the sky, and it's gorgeous. It is early in the morning, but the balloon glow at night, amazing.
It sounds neat.
Okay, some local stores have free activities for kids. I always like that.
Yeah, that is great. Michael's is offering a free craft on Saturday, and Lowe's is doing their Build and Grow workshop on Saturday and Sunday. You do have to register for that, though, because they do fill up.
Okay, so there you go, folks. Go to our website, myfoxmemphis.com, and hopefully we'll have the information up or on our Facebook page. And Suzanne, thank you so much.
Thank you.
What is your Twitter handle?
East Memphis Moms.
See, at East Memphis Moms, and you're also on Facebook, too.
I am.
So if you want more information on these, just follow her or check her out, like them on Facebook, and you're good to go for like every day in the week. Yeah. Suzanne, so good to see you.
Great. Thank you so much.
Happy Saturday. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
Saturday, and we'll be right back with more Good Morning Memphis.